everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is a bit different. I want to compare budget-friendly crayons with top-of-the-range ones. I'm going to sketch the same motif and share a couple of tips along the way. Let's start with the inexpensive ones. These are a German brand. They are similar to the silky crayons that you can get online. This set contains 36 crayons. They look and work similar to a lipstick. The color range here isn't as nuanced, so I will have to think carefully about which colors to choose. I'm going to draw something simple like an apple. I start by drawing a roundish shape. I've chosen a light yellow for my base layer. Then I add green. The green here is a little bit too bright for my liking. I'm using a cotton swab to blend the colors. The layering is a bit messy and I feel like I'm taking off color with the swab while blending. These crayons are very creamy, almost like an oil pastel, so they require very little pressure. The advantage is that the motif is filled up quickly, but I predict that due to the creaminess, these crayons won't last all that long. Also, I think that once the pointed tip is worn down, there's no way to sharpen it. But that's okay, this entire set only cost around 15 euros, and they are fun to use, especially for mixed media. So the white crayon doesn't really show. I may have to use a white pen to add highlights later on. Now let's try the crayons from Caran d'Ache. These are the NeoColor I crayons, which are water resistant. This box contains 40 crayons, which is the largest set. There's a good range of blues, greens and earthy colors great for sketching landscapes. And quite a few purples and reds. I could have done with less reds and a couple more pinks though. The NeoColor I are hard crayons and you can sharpen them using the larger hole of a 2-hole pencil sharpener. They are highly pigmented, so I predict these will last a long time. Once again, I draw a round shape and then very lightly start hatching and cross-hatching following the shape of the apple. Then I apply the green color with a bit more pressure. I use the cotton swabs intermittently to blend the colors together. I continue shading in this way, alternating the green with a couple of yellows and white. I also add some marks and shading around the stem area with a dark olive color. I'm working on lightly textured paper and as far as I can tell there are no crumbly bits when I apply the color. Depending on how much pressure you use, you have more control over the shading to create more depth. The white crayon layers well and creates a sort of milky effect. However, if you want a very white highlight, then I suggest using an acrylic paint pen on top. Okay, my sketches are finished. Let's look at the results. The apple done with the budget crayons looks very bold and expressive, but also quite flat, as they don't layer very well and there aren't as many variations per color. Also, it's difficult to get any details in as these are so creamy. They are great for making bold marks. I actually use them a lot for mark making in my mixed media work. But if you're looking to draw more realistically, then the NeoColor I are probably the better choice, even though they are pricey, very pricey. However, Caran d'Ache simply do have a better color range, plus you can buy them individually if you just want a few colors to start. Here are some examples using the NeoColor I crayons. That wraps up my sketching demo. I hope this was useful and helps you make the appropriate choice for your art practice. Until next time, bye!